Let's talk about love bombing and ghosting as it relates to dating. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. I've been counseling women and men who have experienced abuse as well as those who have been perpetrators of abuse and violent crimes. A commenter writes, do you think love bombing or love bomb relationship before the discard relates in the same way? I find that men have mastered love bombing, but also ghosting has been the new trend that is skyrocketing. Thank you so much for answering this question. And this is why, I again have been writing, a lot about ghosting and love bombing and things like that over the course of my career, because you're exactly spot on. So if this is the first post you're watching, I had done a previous post about, how, men can have sex with you and, completely detach after sex because they're gonna use it and lose it type of thing. And I definitely think that this is where, love bombing and, the uptick in love bombing and ghosting is coming into play. And I think dating apps and social media play a huge part in this, right? Because that's essentially what dating app culture, a lot of it is, and social media culture is. It's very much hookup culture and is sex by deception. When someone is love bombing you, um, they when someone's love bombing you, there is no um, intention, I think, to have a long term healthy relationship. At the love bomb, they do this to show you their representative, to get what they want, and they're usually on a fast track to something. That fast track could be money, sex, resource, um, status, things like that. So a person knows, they typically have an agenda, but that agenda is not usually, we're going to have a long-term healthy relationship. It's usually like, I see you as a valuable resource for something, and I'm going to put on my best face, and I'm gonna do it in the beginning because, and I'm going to move this very, very fast so I can get what I want. And she won't even have a second to think about what is happening. She won't have a second to notice my flaws because I'm going to be so sugary sweet. Who can resist that, right? And so love bombing is usually very, very short term. Things are moving very, very fast. You do not get a chance to come up for air, and that is by design. It's so you won't have any questions. If you have concerns, you won't pay attention to them because you're going to be so overwhelmed by all of the good things. And meanwhile, they are controlling the relationship, the direction, the speed, and everything, whether or not you know it or not, until you pump the brakes and say, you know what, let's slow down, or, I want to add other people to the mix, or I want to have boundaries around this, and I'm not going to rush any sort of decisions or any sort of major commitments. Major commitments would be sex, having you stay at my place, helping you out with your bills, helping you out with some sort of resources. I'm not going to help a man do that, or I'm not going to do this with a man, that I don't know, that I haven't vetted. And then maybe even some of that stuff you're not going to do at all. Like a lot of it you wouldn't do at all. The exception would be maybe intimacy and things like that. But usually in today's dating culture, I would say a huge percentage of men who are love bombing these women on dating apps and social media do it with the intention to get to have sex, and they know that when they love bomb, that they're going to check out as soon as they get what they want. They're going to check out, or they may even turn into a gremlin, which I'm being a little bit funny about that. But, that's usually when you see, someone being a true ass. They have no qualms about like showing you who they are, which is really sort of nasty. They don't like you. I'm not going to even pretend anymore. So I've gotten what I wanted. So all the airs can drop. The faker battery can drop and I could just be who I am. I don't care how you feel. I got what I want. Maybe it wasn't that great, or, I'm not getting what I want fast enough. I'm not getting everything I want, but, that's usually when that mask will drop, and there's no need for love bombing after that. So slow down, and pump the brakes on the love bombing stuff, because there's a good chance that things might run out. The mask might fall. The money might run out. The true intentions become known. Those that temper gets revealed. But yeah, once you see past the facade is when you get to see someone's true character. And if you don't allow the love bombing to happen, you may actually get discarded before you actually invest anything emotionally, physically, or financially for some women. So, that not falling into that trap, slowing things down, setting the pace that you're comfortable with, not allowing him to steamroll, and, taking sex off the table, that kind of stuff. And so I think that can help to circumvent a lot of what we're seeing in today's dating culture, which is predatory. I hope that helps. Thanks so much for asking.